Cameron Chardukian here with the Daily Developer Show. This is the show where we talk every single day about how you can improve your skills as a software developer, but also about how you can optimize your lifestyle as a software developer. But unfortunately, we're not getting into the lifestyle stuff too much today because we're talking about
double equals.
And we're talking about
triple equals.
In the context of JavaScript.
Oh, yes, I have been waiting for this moment of my whole life.
While there's a couple underlying complexities in the differences between double equals and triple equals, in these next 2 minutes or so, I will show you the basic shallow understanding you should have when you're starting your first developer job. So here you can see we've got double equals, and what we're going to use double equals to check or evaluate is whether two things are the same on a, I'd call it a loose level. I've heard other developers refer to this as being the same on an abstract level. So on the other hand, as a developer, you'll use triple equals for checking whether two things are the same, strictly speaking. Hey ladies, you two must be best friends, right? I knew it, because you have the same facial expressions. But the real question is, are those facial expressions the same on an abstract or strict level? Let's get to the point now. The difference between double equals and triple equals comes back to the idea of data types. And this is an overly simplistic explanation, but I want you to be able to understand this as quickly as possible. So think about data types, for example, strings, objects, arrays, numbers. Think about data types as being the way your computer program is storing the bytes or the information inside of it. So here you can see we're evaluating whether 2, the number, which is the thing on the right, whether that equals to the string, which is the thing on the left. And we know it's a string and not a number because that 2 on the left, it's wrapped or it's put inside of quotation marks. So is the number 2 and the string 2 equivalent or the same on an abstract level? Yes, they are. So this expression will return true.
Oh, I am mind blown. What did just happen?
Now, I understand that for some of you, that last part still might have been a little bit difficult. So let's persevere. Let's continue this tutorial and make sure that we can all grasp this concept in its entirety by the end of the video. So to do that, I want to quickly tell you a story. Now, a couple weeks ago, it was Christmas, and my sister, she said that her child's about 6 months old now, and she said that the child was more interested in the wrapping of the present versus what was actually inside the present. Isn't that interesting that my sister's child had a very, very different perspective on presents than most adults have? More importantly, why are we talking about my sister's baby's perspective on Christmas presents? So the last story regarding Christmas presents, it actually is relevant to our discussion regarding the differences between double equals and triple equals. Here's why. As an adult, when you get a Christmas present, you're not super concerned about how the Christmas present was wrapped. Was the wrapping, was it purple or blue? Did the present come in a cube box or a round box? You just are concerned about the content of the present. Whereas a child, sure, they're concerned about the content. They want to know, did they get candy? If the child has candy, they're going to be happy. Whereas if they get maybe clothes, they're not really that interested. But the child also is going to be interested in the wrapping. Maybe if the wrapping is the present's contained in a huge box, the child's going to get excited. Or a boy child, they might get excited if the color is blue or their favorite color, whereas they might be a little disappointed if the color was pink, for example. This, my friends, is precisely the difference between double equals and triple equals.
Let's bring it back.
So think about those different data types we talked about before. Booleans, strings, objects. Data types, think about them as the way that we are storing our information. Likewise, think about the present as being the information, and think about the wrapping as being the data type or the container. So double equals is just checking about the content, or just checking about the present, like an adult's perspective. Whereas the triple equals, it's checking about the content, but it's also really focused on the wrapping. So in other words, double equals is like the adult's perspective on Christmas presents. Triple equals is more focused on the details, just like a child's perspective. Now, before we conclude this video, let's do a quick concept check to confirm you understand the difference between double equals and triple equals. In this picture, you can see we have the string 2, and we're evaluating whether it's strictly equal to the number 2. So please pause the video and take a minute or so to think about what you think this expression should return. Congratulations if you said the previous expression should have returned false. So we know the previous expression should have returned false because we used triple equals, which means that we were evaluating whether two values were strictly the same. So in the same way that $2 wrapped in blue wrapping paper and $2 wrapped in pink wrapping paper, that might be the same to an adult or somebody that's just focused on the abstract level, i.e. double equals, wink, wink. We were, in this particular expression, we were focused on the specifics, or we were focused on seeing if they were strictly the same. And like a child, while the content of the present might be the same for $2 and $2, the child is also focused on the wrapper, or how that information or present was presented, meaning the data type. So in short, you should have answered return false for the previous expression.
Now I hope you liked this video. If so, please remember to like and subscribe.
In all seriousness, I hope you enjoyed the video. I really put my heart into it, and yeah, it really does help if you like the videos or if you subscribe to the channel. That shows me that real people are getting benefit from these videos, and it gives me the motivation to continue making them. So I hope you got some value out of this, and please subscribe so that I'll see you in the next episode of the Daily Developer Show.